Just because you're offended, it doesn't mean you're right, you know? Offence is about feelings, and feelings are personal. Some people are offended by equality. So what? You know, so you can't second guess people. If you try and please everyone, you're pleased.
Ricky Gervais has emerged as a vocal critic of Hollywood's political landscape, fearlessly confronting prominent celebrities and challenging their views. As a British-American comedian and actor, he has been making headlines with his candid opinions on the woke culture pervasive in Hollywood. Ricky Gervais' commentary has been particularly scathing towards Hollywood celebrities and influencers who leverage their platforms to promote their political agendas.
Hi guys, Ricky G here, wellness and beauty influencer. As a celebrity, I know all about stuff like science and politics, so trust me when I tell you who you should vote for. If you don't vote the right way, it's like a hate crime that makes me sad and angry, and I'll leave the country. And you don't want
Ricky Gervais' satire is spot on, isn't it? He's been calling out Hollywood celebrities for using their platforms to share uninformed political views, and his criticism is far from lighthearted. By name-dropping Taylor Swift, he's highlighting how even the most influential stars can be guilty of this. Ricky Gervais been consistent in his message, from his Golden Globe speeches to his comedy routines, emphasizing that celebrities should stick to entertaining rather than trying to shape public opinion. His humor cleverly exposes the flaws in woke culture, proving that he's not afraid to speak his mind, regardless of public opinion.
You can get sued in this country for saying someone's gay if they're not, you know, which is a homophobic law, because you can't be sued the other way around. You can't be sued for saying someone's not gay if they are, which seems unfair, doesn't it?
Ricky Gervais' unapologetic commentary on woke culture has undoubtedly stirred controversy, with many taking offense to his blunt remarks on his shows. However, despite the fierce backlash and outrage, Ricky Gervais remains resolute and unwavering in his stance.
Our show Supernature dropped on Netflix last year. Big backlash, wasn't there? Big backlash. People going, you can't say that. You can't.
Ricky Gervais sparked intense debate when he deliberately used Caitlyn Jenner's pre-transition name, a practice known as dead naming that is deeply frowned upon by the LGBT+ community and woke advocates. By doing so, Ricky implicitly conveyed his skepticism and dissent regarding certain aspects of the transgender movement and the cultural norms surrounding it.
And I found out my crime was that I dead named her. Now, I'd never heard that term, before a day after the Golden Globes, and that was saying her old name and even acknowledging that she used to be a man. But she did. I saw it on the Olympic Games. It was the Catholic, it was in everything, it was all over the place.
Ricky Gervais' bewilderment is palpable as he pokes fun at the situation, highlighting the absurdity of attempting to erase a person's entire existence to accommodate a new identity. The fact that Bruce Jenner was known by that name for 58 years makes the effort to eradicate his pre-transition identity seem particularly futile.
Yeah, I'm not a fascist. It's not a thing to just declare, isn't it, that you're not a fascist? We assume, don't we? You wouldn't go up to someone on the street and do that, would you? You go say, oh, by the way, I'm not a fascist. It's like they protest too much.
Ricky Gervais is particularly scathing in his criticism of woke individuals who exploit minority groups to bolster their own moral superiority. He argues that this self-serving posturing not only disingenuously co-opts the struggles of marginalized communities, but also stifles genuine debate and discussion.
Well, you say you're woke, but the companies you work for, unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? So, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world.
Ricky Gervais offers a thought-provoking illustration of the escalating sensitivity among some woke individuals, highlighting how their zeal for social justice can sometimes tip into absurdity. His example serves as a commentary on the extremes of woke culture, where the pursuit of avoiding offense can lead to a culture of hypersensitivity and intolerance for differing perspectives.
I once tweeted, I've put on 7 pounds and a picture of me with a big belly. Do your worst. Insult me, right? People said, you shouldn't fat shame. What, me? I shouldn't fat shame me. Well, okay, my bad. Yeah. It's ludicrous what people get upset about.
Ricky Gervais' incredulity is palpable as he describes the woke mentality as utterly ridiculous. He's astonished by their apparent eagerness to seek out and amplify even the slightest perceived slights, only to feign outrage and indignation. Ricky Gervais' observation suggests that this behavior is not only disingenuous, but also serves as a means to assert moral superiority and garner attention.
Who will go online and leave a comment. That is like, you might as well go and read toilet walls to get upset about them. I have never been upset by anyone on Twitter. No one has ever upset. They don't exist. It's like me, honestly, they think I'm too happy.
A profound observation. Ricky Gervais' assertion that he doesn't get offended by Twitter comments raises an intriguing question. Are woke individuals who constantly take offense inherently unhappy, leading them to react angrily to even the most mundane comments? This insight, subtly woven into Ricky's commentary, suggests that the perpetual outrage exhibited by some woke individuals might be a symptom of deeper emotional unrest.
There are real things in the world you should be offended. You're more offended. I once tweeted, people are more offended by jokes about war, famine, fucking murder than actual war. They're not doing anything towards those things. They shouldn't joke about it. What are you doing towards the real thing?
Ricky Gervais' provocative question lingers, unanswered by woke individuals, as he astutely points out the disconnect between their professed concern for social issues and their actual actions. He argues that their outrage is mere performance, a shallow attempt to signal virtue rather than a genuine desire to drive meaningful change. Ricky Gervais' critique takes a nuanced turn as he expresses concern about the proliferation of woke publications, cautioning that comedians should focus on honing their craft rather than getting bogged down in ideological posturing.
Oxbridge comedians writing for the posh papers, thinking the rules of comedy. They're laying down the law, right? It's all stuff like, comedy should punch up. You should never punch down.
Ricky Gervais is a staunch defender of comedic freedom, and he vehemently opposes the imposition of woke ideology on the art form. He astutely recognizes that comedy has long served as a vital outlet for social commentary, critique, and satire, and that external regulation would stifle its creative potential.
Sometimes you've got to punch down, like if you're beating up a disabled toddler. You know what I mean? If you punch up, you'll miss the little cunt and he'll win, you know?
Ricky Gervais is just getting started, and beneath the humor, he's making a pointed commentary on the state of comedy and free speech. His jokes serve as a clever vehicle for social critique, and he's using his platform to challenge the increasingly rigid norms surrounding acceptable humor.
I like that joke because it highlights the difference between metaphorical punching down in jokes and actual punching down. But people nowadays want you to believe that words are actual violence, right? Now, you laughed at a joke about beating up a disabled toddler. No one got hurt. If I'd have actually dragged out a disabled toddler and started beating him up, you would laugh, right?
Ricky Gervais' joke cleverly underscores the flawed logic of woke individuals who conflate discussing sensitive topics with actual harm. By highlighting this false equivalence, Ricky Gervais reinforces his earlier point that taking offense doesn't necessarily legitimize one's perspective. Ricky Gervais' skepticism toward the woke notion that jokes about sensitive topics constitute actual violence is shared by other Hollywood figures, including Rob Schneider. Schneider has publicly expressed his discontent with the recent trend of woke culture in schools, suggesting that it has gone too far in stifling free expression and open discussion.
CEO of United Airlines last month, the CEO, he announced of all the hiring for all the new pilots that are coming up this year, the main focus is going to be diversity. I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of flying all the time with these white pilots landing safely and on time.
The trend of stifling dissenting voices in schools is alarming, as it conditions younger generations to self-censor and avoid expressing differing opinions. Ricky Gervais' vocal criticism of this phenomenon is shared by other Hollywood figures, including Steve Carell.
You probably know me as the creator of The Office. No, you don't, do you? You think Steve Carell did it all? Oh, he's brilliant, isn't he, Steve Carell? He's amazing as the bumbling office manager. Where does he get his ideas from? Let's pay.
Ricky Gervais' critique cuts to the heart of the matter, labeling this behavior as arrogant. He sees it as a form of intellectual bullying, where woke individuals insist that their views are the only acceptable ones, and that anyone who disagrees is somehow flawed or immoral. Ricky Gervais' incredulity at this arrogance is palpable, and he refuses to back down from challenging this oppressive mindset.
How arrogant are you to think that you deserve to go through life with no one ever saying anything that you don't agree with or like? I want people to stop saying that joke's offensive. Yeah. I want them to start saying I found it offensive, because you've got to own the emotion, because that's all it is. You're just telling me how you feel about it.
Ricky Gervais' speech highlights his concern that woke individuals often take their personal offenses and blow them out of proportion, turning them into broader, more generalized issues. He's not opposed to people being offended, but rather how they choose to amplify those feelings.
You don't have to pay the jungle.
Yeah.
You can just grow a pair and have a laugh about it. Yeah, but you shouldn't hurt people's feelings. Well, you can if their feelings are wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
if you don't like the facts, don't change the facts, change the feelings.
Yeah.
You know.
Ricky Gervais' position is clear. Comedy should be a space for irreverence, satire, and self-deprecation. He urges woke individuals to adopt a more nuanced approach, recognizing that humor can be a powerful tool for social commentary and critique. His 2020 Golden Globes monologue served as a testament to this stance, showcasing Ricky's signature wit and willingness to poke fun at the very notion of woke sensitivity.
Let's go out with a bang. Let's have a laugh at your expense, shall we? Remember, they're just jokes. We're all going to die soon, and there's no sequel.
What are your thoughts on Ricky Gervais' views? Do you think he's spot on, or has he crossed a line? Share your opinions in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking content. The next video is sure to be just as provocative.